1 is belongs to different AS number and 30.1.1.0 belongs to different AS number. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
first of all, let me configure the topology. See, on router 2 is my autonomous system border router. It is border router. Router 2 is connecting to different ES. This interface of router 2 0/0 F0/0 of router 2 belongs to ES number 10 and F1/0 of router 2 belongs to EAGRP 20. Then first of all, let me configure the IP. So IP interface brief, exclude and assign. You can see the IP configuration of router 1. Let me configure IP on router 2. Interface F0/0, no set and IP address. Interface F1/0, no set and IP address is 23.1.1.2 255.255.255.0. So IP interface brief, exclude unassign. Done. Now let me configure IP on R3. So I have configured IP address on all routers. 1 second.
Guys?
Yes.
Oh, my.
So you come.
Oh, my microphone is on.
So till
Oh,
now
I
just
thought
I have configured IP on all routers. Right? Now I am going to configure EAGRP here. See, we have two domain of EAGRP here, EAGRPS number 10 and EAGRPS number 20. See, router 1, all interface of router 1 belongs to EAGRPS number 10. So here I am going to configure router EAGRPS number 10 and then network. Can I run network 0.0.0 command here? Because all interface belongs to same autonomous system. So I can enable EAGRP on all active interfaces by running command network 0.0.0. As you already know the meaning of network command 0.0.0. Yes?
Yes.
Or I can run particular 12 network and 10 network also. Let me run 0. Done. Okay. Now let me configure R2. On router number 2 I cannot run network 0.0.0 command because both interface belongs to different autonomous system number. So router EAGRPS number 10. First of all I am going to configure EAGRPS number 10. In EAGRPS number 10 I am going to enable EAGRPS number 10 on which interface? F0/0. So IP address of F0/0 interface is 12.1.1.2. So 12.1.1.0. I am going to run this network command. Done. This command will enable EAGRP on fast Ethernet 0/0. EAGRP which autonomous system? autonomous system 10, yes or no? And now you can see there is neighborship as well. Am I right?
Yes.
Done. Now
Yes.
exit. I am going to configure EIGRP as number 20, router EIGRP as number 20, and network. I will enable EIGRP 20 on which interface? On F1/0. So network which is running on F1/0 is 23.1.1.0. That's it.
But you can use 0.0.0.0.
If I will configure 0.0.0, see router EIGRP as number, let's say 20, and network 0.0.0. So what will happen if I will hit enter over here? EIGRP number 20 will enable on both interface, on all active interface. So both interface will enter in AS number 20. Am I right? If I will
You mean
run, yes,
you mean
yes.
both interfaces from R3?
On router number 2, if I will run network 0.0.0 command, then what will happen? Both interface will advertised in EIGRP as number 20.
Okay, okay, got it.
Right? So we cannot run network 0.0.0 command here.
Got it.
Got it? And so IP route EIGRP, it is receiving 10.1.1.0, which is connected on router number 1. Done. Now let me take you to R3, and on R3 I am going to enable EIGRP, router EIGRP as number 20, and network. Here I can run 0.0.0 command, no problem, because here all interface belongs to EIGRP as number 20 only. Done. Now so IP EIGRP neighborship is fine. Router 2 is neighbor of R3 and R1 is neighbor of R2. Done. There is neighborship. But so IP route EIGRP, we don't have 10.1.1.0 network on R3. Why?
Because different AS number.
Yeah, because different AS number. See, R1 will advertise 10.1.1.0 to R2, and R2 will not advertise it with R3 because R3 belongs to different AS number.
Okay, for the router 3 in router 1, if you do not use 0.0.0.0,
then I need to run what command? Let me remove the network 0.0.0 command. Router EIGRP 10 and say no network 0.0.0. I have removed this command. Then I have to run manually 12.1.1.0 and network 10.1.1.0. That's it. Either you can configure EIGRP like this, or you can run a single network command, network 0.0.0.
we cannot use the second network.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so IP route EIGRP. This router is also not receiving 30 prefix, which is connected on router number 3. But on router number 2, if you will check routing table, so IP route EIGRP, so it is receiving both 10 as well as 30 because router 2 is border router. Yes or no?
Yes.
Router 3 is advertising 30 network to router 2, but router 2 will not forward it to router 3, and router 1 will also forwarding update message to router 2, and router 2 will not forward that update message to router 3. Done. So by default, guys, two different routing domain cannot communicate with each other. Or we can say this is not EIGRP domain, let's say this is RIP domain also. You can consider that this is RIP domain. Here we have configure RIP. So then also routing domain is different. So two different routing domain cannot communicate with each other. So here we have one concept of redistribution. Redistribution means redistributing two different routing domain prefixes in each other. Getting my point? On router number 2 have both prefixes 30 as well as 10. But router 2 is not forwarding 10 prefixes in this domain and 30 prefixes in this domain. 10 prefixes are not coming in this domain and 30 prefixes are not coming in this domain. 30 prefixes not coming in EIGRP 10. Yes. So on router number 2 actually we need to redistribute. Now First you will redistribute, let's say you are redistributing EAGRP as number 20 in EAGRP 10. Then what will happen? Router 1 will receive this network information. All prefixes of EAGRP 20 will enter in EAGRP 10. But again, EAGRP 10 prefixes will not enter in EAGRP 20. So again we need to redistribute EAGRP 20 into EAGRP 10 into 20. That means we need to perform redistribution twice. One, EAGRP 10 into 20 and EAGRP 20 into 10. Getting my point? This is the concept of redistribution only. Let me show you on router number 2. See, I am going to redistribute EAGRP 20 in 10. So first of all, I will go in router EAGRP as number 10 and I am going to tell redistribute EAGRP 20. And if you will hit enter here, guys, nothing will happen. Because as you know, EAGRP calculate their metric, and in EAGRP metric is 10 raised to power 7 upon least bandwidth plus total delay upon 10. So here you have to provide the information of bandwidth and delay. Why? Because whenever router 2 will share external prefixes, means EAGRP 20 prefixes in EAGRP 10 domain. EAGRP 10 domain need to calculate metric. So to calculate metric, bandwidth and delay is required. Yes or no?
Yes.
So by default EAGRP uses bandwidth and delay. Otherwise, you know, we can use more components as well for the metric calculation. So here I am going to say metric, and then you can see it is asking for bandwidth. So let's say bandwidth is 100. Any value you can configure over here. Okay. You can check what is the bandwidth of your physical link and you can configure that bandwidth. Then if I will show you the bandwidth of physical link on any router, let's say on router number 1. So IP interface brief, not like this. So interface F0/0 and say include bandwidth. So what is bandwidth here? 1 lakh kbps means 100 mbps. So we can configure bandwidth what? 100 mbps. What is delay over here? 100 ucosecond. So we can configure this delay, or any other value also you can set over here while redistributing. So redistribute EAGRP 20 metric, and after that I have defined the bandwidth. Then I need to define delay. So let's say delay is also 100. Then I need to define reliability. So reliability will be always 255, and you can configure any value as reliability also, but you should configure 255. Then load, let's say load is also 255, and then MTU. As we already discussed, MTU by default MTU is 1500 byte. This is how we can redistribute. That's it. Now what will happen after running this command? It will redistribute all prefixes of EAGRP 20 into EAGRP 10 with these value. And now on router number 1, if you will check on router number 1, so IP route EAGRP, now we are able to see we have one external prefixes, that is 30.1.1.0. yes, and symbol is DEX. EX stands for external. Now this is not internal prefix, this is external prefixes. That's why AD value is not 90, AD value is 170. Done. So we have two types of AD value in EAGRP. One is 90 and one is 170. 90 is used for internal prefixes and 170 is used for external prefixes. 170 is used for external prefixes. Now can I ping 30.1.1.1 from here? No, it will not work. Why? Because still router 3 don't have root for 10.1.1.0. So now I need to redistribute EAGRP 10 into EAGRP 20. So again, let me take you to router 2, and this time I am going to redistribute EAGRP as number 10 into 20. So router EAGRP 20. First of all, you will enter in the domain where you want to redistribute the external prefixes. So I want to redistribute external prefixes in EAGRP20. So I am in EAGRP20 mode, and here I am going to say redistribute EAGRP ES number 10. I'm redistributing ES number 10 and then metric. After that again bandwidth, let's say every value is 100, like this. Right now on router number 3 also you can verify. So IP route EAGRP router 3 is also receiving this 10 prefix with what AD value 170, and now these two LAN user can communicate with each other. Ping this one, you can see now ping is working. So this is how redistribution works. Source 10.1.1.1, it is working. What happened? Is it clear?
Yes.
And let's say here I have one more router. And on this router, let's say I have some loopback. Let's say 40.1.1.0/24. You can consider this loopback also as LAN interface. Done. But this time, guys, this is my RIP domain. Here between router 2 and router 4, I am running what? RIP routing protocol. This is not EAGRP domain. Let's say RIP version 2. So let me configure RIP version 2 first. On router number 3 also I need to configure RIP router, RIP version 2, no auto summary, and network 34.1.1.0, and I am going to configure IP as well. On F1/1 say no set, and IP address 34.1.1.3 255.255.255.0. Done. On R3 configuration is done. Here on R3 I am running two routing protocols. Yes or no? How we can verify? By running command show IP protocol. See, I am running EAGRP ES number 20 also, and I am running RIP routing protocol also. Routing protocol is RIP. Done. Now R4. Config T interface F0/0 no set, and IP address is 34.1.1.4 255.255.255.0. Let me create one loopback. Interface loopback 1. IP address is 40.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Then router RIP version 2, no auto summary, and network. Can I run 0.0.0 command here? Yes, because all interfaces of this router belongs to RIP domain only. Okay. Now here, which router is border router between EAGRP and RIP? R3. So I need to perform redistribution on R3, because now you can see on R4, R4 is not receiving any, so IP route RIP any prefixes of EAGRP. Yes or no? Definitely
Yes.
it will not receive any prefixes of EAGRP domain, because R3 is not forwarding it. So we need to perform redistribution here. So let me take you to R3. I'm going to redistribute now EAGRP AS number 20 into RIP domain. So router RIP, and then redistribute EAGRP AS number 20, and then again metric. And in RIP metric is hop count, so you can set hop count over here. Let's say 5. That's it. Once I will run this command, and now on router number 4, if you will check routing table, so IP route, you can see router 4 have received these all prefixes. Okay, with AD value 120, and AD value will be same for internal and external prefixes in case of RIP. And here you can see metric is 5. which you have set on router number 3. Okay. Now, will router 1 or router 2, router 3 receive 40.1.1.0 prefix? No, because we need to redistribute RIP into EAGRP now. Till now we have redistributed EAGRP into RIP. Now I need to redistribute RIP into EAGRP. So again, on router number 3, I'm going to router EAGRP AS number 20 and redistribute RIP. Redistribute RIP, then metric. Whenever you will redistribute any other routing domain prefixes in EAGRP, you have to define metric component like bandwidth, like delay, like reliability, load, and MTU. That's it. Okay, now you can see on router number 1, so IP route EAGRP. This router is receiving 40.1.1.0 network also, and I can ping 40.1.1. ping 40.1.1.1 also. You can see ping is working. Okay,
Yes.
so just this is redistribution. So you have one lab here. Where is my lab? Let me check. Only this concept was left, and you need to check this concept.
And also, and
Yes,
and
yes.
distribution, you just use metric. That's it.
Yes,
And
that's
for
it.
HTTP,
Because in
you
RIP
use-
metric is hop count only. You already know. In EIGRP metric depends on metric components like bandwidth, delay. Formula is 10 raised to power 10 upon list bandwidth plus total delay upon 10 whole multiplied by 256. This is metric of EIGRP. So whenever you will redistribute prefixes in EIGRP, you have to
use the formula.
use the this command. You have to mention, you have to provide these components. So where is lab? Here I'm not able to see lab. Why?
Which lab?
Which I have shared with you. EAGRP lab. Where is EAGRP and RIP
You
lab?
have to go down all the way. Yeah.
Yes, here it is.
Just go down there. EAGRP.
So see, in this we have one more lab, that is here, EAGRP, and here I am running ES number 1, ES number 2, and ES number 3. Getting my point?
Yes.
So you need to perform what? This is the IP configuration, or you can use any IP address accordingly. You okay? No problem. After that, configure EAGRP on all autonomous systems. So we need to configure. You need to configure passive interface also. You can see here. Ensure that any interface not participating in EAGRP domain will not accept or send EAGRP update.
So we don't have LAN here. Where we should use passive interface.
Here we don't have loop LAN, so we don't need to configure passive interface then.
Okay.
Okay. If we have LAN, then definitely we should configure passive interface.
Okay.
Done. Let's say if you are creating loopback on router number 1, then you have to configure passive interface. Okay. After that, these are the tasks, guys. Very simple. Perform route redistribution on R4 and R9. So definitely these two routers are border router. So you have to perform redistribution. Perform manual. Okay, and you will leave this task. You don't need to perform task number 8. And see, on router number 7, it is telling you to create some loopback. So on this loopback interface, passive interface configuration is required. Okay.
Yes.
So that's all for today. Just now you need to perform lab only. We don't have any more concept in EAGRP. Tomorrow we will start OSPF.
Okay. Great.
Any doubt? Any confusion?
No.
So is this lab fine, or I should
No.
design another lab for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, I have just some question about this stuff, but I feel a little bit tired. I will ask in your WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, no problem. You can ask now also, and you can ask. First, try to configure by yourself. Okay, same
Alright.
topology, design same topology. Or if you don't want to design this topology, then you can design another topology also, but make sure your redistribution concept is clear.
Okay.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
At least you need to perform redistribution 10 times in a topology. So if you will configure this topology, you have to perform redistribution 10 times.
What do you mean 10 times?
No, at least 10 times.
10
9, 8, 10,
Oh,
10
10
times.
times.
Yes, because you will perform redistribution twice on router number 4, twice on router number 5, twice on router number 8, twice on router number 9. So 8 times you need to configure redistribution command.
Okay. If you make this lab a little bit easier, like we make the router a little bit less than that much, is it okay?
This lab,
No, the other one. The one you just give us as a homework.
this one,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I just want to remove like 2-3 router from
Okay, that is also fine. That is also fine.
For configuration it takes time, like make some
Yes, exactly. I can understand. So you can skip. You can directly connect router 1 or 2 router 4 or router 2 directly. Here you can replace router 4 with router 2. Okay.
because important for us to do redistribution.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so configure it and please share with me.
Okay.
Okay, and I am sending